Mitigating pettiness is something that a lot of men need to learn to do. It's been something I've been meaning to do a video on for a very, very long time, but I never really got around to actually doing it. The thing about men is they typically suffer from a lot of the same things that a lot of the women suffer from these days. But the sad part about that is men don't want to admit to it, nor do they want to own up to their pettiness. It basically goes with growth, human male growth, stuff along the lines of that. Hi, this is Vedic Ghosts. The problem in this day and age is you have a bunch of men who harp on the past or, try to blame or shift blame to other people when in fact there's more than just you in that relationship, or there's more than just you in it's more than just the other person in that dynamic. You also got to take consideration to there are both of you in the dynamic. The question is, could it have been handled differently? And if you bottom the problem, you can't expect somebody to, kiss your ass, especially if the person was never known to kiss your ass, which is actually pretty funny when you actually run into various people in the manosphere. It's like, if you caused a problem and you started the problem, you can't expect somebody to kiss your ass because you want them to bend to your will when in fact they were never known to bend to anybody's will. They don't even bend to their own will. So you can't get them to bend to your will if they never bend to a government's will. And the sad part about that is you got a lot of men that want to grapple for power over other men, or for the attention of other men, or for the admiration of other men, and everything else goes out the window. Morals, judgment, what's right and what's wrong all goes out the window. Then you realize that, one, that person who lets all that shit go and can lax their morals that much, or their standards that much, is obviously raised or still is suffering from the gynocentric society. The problem with a lot of people is they don't know how to channel that properly or get rid of it, or how to get it out of their system, so they basically take it out on other men, or they want to come up with convoluted ideas just to push a narrative, which is a female tactic for all intents and purposes. But what they don't realize is, as they do it, they have to lie to do it, whereas the other person is telling the truth the whole entire time, and it kind of sort of looks funny. But the sad part about that, they try to paint themselves as a martyr, or the Caesar Borgia victim savior complex is what I refer to it usually, or the martyr, or the savior victim complex. And the sad part about that is, if you attack that person, they try to, oh, I done nothing wrong, I'm just trying to do this, when in fact they're the ones who started the whole entire kerfluffle in the first place. But when you're raised by a female, or when you got female bitch stink, you typically don't think that far ahead, or you don't think that way. And when people are willing to follow you, they'll basically ride with you, but then they'll have like some internal struggle when a person that got done wrong didn't even deserve to be done wrong, is what I've noticed. So you run into a problem where you got many people fighting and vying for their own morals under somebody else's regime, or under somebody else's guidance. And now you got a bunch of people that's trying to figure out their moral compass, or where they stand. And you got people running over and apologizing for shit that's happened to you, when in fact you moved on from it and you grew as a human being. But the sad part about that is, the very person who caused the whole entire mess never quite grew up, or suffers from Peter Pan syndrome. There's not much you can do as a human being if you are. There's not very much you can do as a human being if you're done wrong. All you can do is just move on, move past it, and grow as a human being. Forget the other person that was involved in the mess, and forget all the other people that were involved in the mess. Because the sad part about that is, if you hold on to that, you find out very quickly that it's not really worth it. You can't move on, or you can't grow as a human being. This is typically why I've always been able to overcome and excel at what I do, because I don't really need somebody who is willing to come from a lesser position to try to drag me through the mud, when in fact, to drag me through the mud, you literally have to tell the truth. And to tell the truth, you literally have to come correct. Because at the end of the day, if you're not willing to go as far as me, you'll never, ever, 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 ever beat me at the truth game. Because at the end of the day, just because you find out something about somebody, like I've always said, a lot of information that people find out about me comes directly from me. So I mitigate all the information that comes from me. And even the false information that comes from third party that's not in a video, I'm the one who that originated from in the first place. So if it ain't in a video, it ain't the truth.